If you struggle with unpredictable blood sugar levels, these 5 evidence-based approaches may help you achieve more stable glucose management throughout your day. I'm going to share research-backed strategies that have shown promising results in clinical studies. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clear action plan you can discuss with your healthcare provider. Does this sound familiar? You check your blood sugar and the numbers seem to have a mind of their own, even when you think you're doing everything right. Comment stable below so I know you're following along. Because what I'm about to share could make a real difference in how you approach blood sugar management. Let me start with something that might surprise you. Recent research published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine found that the timing of when you do certain activities can be just as important as what you do. This isn't about perfection, it's about understanding how your body responds to different approaches and working with those natural patterns. Before we dive into these 5 evidence-based tips, I want you to know that this information is meant to complement, not replace, your current medical treatment. Always work with your healthcare provider when making changes to your management plan. Tip number 1 involves something you probably do every day without thinking about it. But research shows that when you do, it can significantly impact your glucose levels. Studies have demonstrated that a 10 to 15-minute walk after meals may help improve post-meal blood sugar response. The key here is timing. Clinical research indicates that walking within 30 minutes after eating appears to be most effective for glucose management. This works because when you move your muscles, they use glucose for energy, which can help prevent those sharp spikes you might experience after meals. You don't need to run a marathon here. Even a gentle walk around your neighborhood or a few minutes of light movement can be beneficial according to the research. The second evidence-based approach focuses on something called meal composition, and this is where many people see significant improvements. Research published in Diabetes Care found that eating protein and vegetables before carbohydrates in the same meal may help moderate blood sugar response. This simple change in eating order has shown promising results in multiple studies. Think of it this way. When you eat protein and fiber-rich vegetables first, you're creating a buffer that may help slow down how quickly carbohydrates are absorbed. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy carbohydrates. It just means being strategic about when you eat them during your meal. If this information is making sense and you want more evidence-based health content like this, hit that subscribe button. I share new research-backed approaches for better health management every week, always with the goal of helping you make informed decisions about your well-being. Now, tip number 3 might challenge something you've heard before. Many people believe that all carbohydrates affect blood sugar the same way. Studies show that the type and preparation method can make a meaningful difference. Research indicates that choosing whole grains over refined options and allowing foods like rice and potatoes to cool before eating them may help improve your glucose response. This cooling process creates what scientists call resistant starch, which your body processes differently than regular starch. Clinical studies suggest that this simple preparation change could help moderate blood sugar spikes from these foods. The 4th evidence-based tip involves something that happens while you sleep, and this might be the most overlooked factor in blood sugar management. Research has consistently shown that poor sleep quality or insufficient sleep duration can significantly impact glucose control the following day. Studies published in the American Journal of Medicine found that people who regularly got less than 6 hours of sleep had higher average blood sugar levels and more difficulty with glucose regulation. The good news is that improving sleep hygiene, even gradually, has shown benefits in clinical research. This means creating a consistent bedtime routine, limiting screen time before bed, and aiming for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep when possible. Your blood sugar management isn't just about what happens when you're awake. You're halfway through. And if you're finding this helpful, let me know with a quick comment. Now here's where most people make the biggest mistake that cancels out everything we've discussed. They try to implement all these changes at once and then feel overwhelmed when it doesn't work perfectly right away. The 5th and final evidence-based tip is actually about implementation strategy. Research on behavior change shows that focusing on one modification at a time leads to better long-term success than trying to change everything simultaneously. Clinical studies on diabetes management consistently support this gradual approach. Pick one of the tips I've shared today and focus on that for 2 to 3 weeks before adding another change. This gives your body time to adapt and allows you to see which strategies work best for your individual situation. Remember, everyone responds differently, and what works well for one person might need adjustment for another. Let me give you a practical example of how to start. If you choose the post-meal walking approach, begin with just 5 minutes after dinner for 1 week. Pay attention to how your body responds. If that feels sustainable, you might extend it to 10 minutes or add a short walk after lunch as well. The research also suggests keeping a simple log of your chosen strategy and how you feel. This isn't about obsessing over numbers, but rather about understanding patterns and what works for your lifestyle. One important note about all of these approaches: they work best when combined with regular monitoring and communication with your healthcare team. Clinical evidence shows that people who actively engage with their medical providers and track their responses to lifestyle changes tend to achieve better long-term outcomes. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, your doctor can help you understand how these evidence-based strategies might fit into your overall management plan. They can also help you monitor whether these changes are having the positive impact that research suggests they might. Comment ready if you're going to try one of these evidence-based approaches. And in my next video, I'll reveal the surprising relationship between stress hormones and blood sugar that most people don't know about, which could be the missing piece in your glucose management puzzle. Remember, sustainable blood sugar management is about progress, not perfection. These research-backed strategies have helped many people in clinical studies, but individual results may vary. The goal is finding what works for your unique situation while working alongside your healthcare provider. This content is for educational purposes only. Always consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your treatment. Individual results may vary.